Hey everyone, it's Brandon from Electriq, and I'm going to be doing a walkthrough today of the Okendo reviews platform. We utilize Okendo across all of our Shopify brands that we work with, and we really like to leverage Okendo because of the way that we're able to aggregate not only like product data, but zero-party data that we're able to pass over to Klaviyo that we can use for segmentation and personalization of our email and SMS marketing strategy. So first, let's start with the Okendo platform. You're going to log in via your Shopify app's dashboard, and you're going to come to the screen, which is where you can see all of your pending reviews. So you can filter reviews by clicking up here. We can look at pending, published, or rejected. We look at the rating, whether it's 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 stars, what products we want to check out, if we are focusing only on one particular product or something, the date submitted, and then also whether or not it has media, has a reply, has been syndicated, has a certain tag, or has profanity in it. Then, as you go through here, you can see whether the sentiment is positive or negative. You can reply, you can click to publish it or reject it, and you can also look at details to see if there's any additional content associated with it, any customer details, an analysis, and then also a timeline. Next, you'll see products. You can look at the average rating and how many reviews are on each one. Next is going to be attributes. So this is where you can create not only product, but profile attributes that are collected as a part of the review request process. So in this case, we're not actually asking for any product attributes. We are asking for skin type, their age, whether or not it was a gifted product, and then also what sort of skin concerns they have. Now, this is applying to all products because all the products are skincare related, but let's say we had different categories. And for example, this particular brand started to sell, let's say, coffee. I could come in here, I could find the coffee collection theoretically. Then I have this list of product and customer attributes that I could create. For product attributes, we can do a range. So for example, with one of our previous coffee clients, we had a quality scale from poor to excellent and a strength scale from weak to strong. So let's say I wanted to create a range attribute. You would say, and the only difference between these two is if you want a minimum and a max label, or if you want a minimum, a middle, and a max. So let's go ahead and call this one strength. Do a coffee strength. Do lighter, medium, strong. If we click add here, now anytime a product from the collection that's selected up here gets sent out for a review request, when I go to the review request process, it's going to ask me as I go through to submit what the scale was, whether it was light, medium, or strong. Then you can do single select attributes. So we could say like test, and do test 1, add that. Then you'll be able to get your reviewer to select one of these. And then the multi-select is the same process, but instead of only being able to pick one, they can choose multiple. And also when you're creating any of these, you can choose whether they're optional or required to leave a review. Next is customer attributes. Customer attributes is very, very useful for segmenting and personalizing in Klaviyo because these attributes are passed into Klaviyo and we can use them to segment. So for example, in this review request process here, we're asking for the skin type, oily, combination, dry, sensitive, or normal. That's a new segment now in Klaviyo. We have everybody who's answered oily to this skin type. Let's send them content that is relevant to that particular answer. Now, the product attributes are useful because if you were to go to the product page as a net new visitor, you can filter by these particular ranges or attributes that are selected of the product. So let's say you only wanted to look at strong coffee products. that's something that could be filtered based off of the review. And so you can see, oh, this particular person really enjoyed this coffee because it was strong. Well, I like strong coffee too, so I should probably try this product. So for customer attributes, you can have single select or you can have multiple select. Personally, I'm more of a fan of the single select because it's easier to segment in Klaviyo. But if you have the multiple selection, that is also fine as well. So we're not going to go ahead and actually save this. But once you have those product and profile attributes in the actual review process, so if I came to this product page, I click Write Review. When it pops up, I'm going to see review title. What did I think about it? Give it a star rating, add any photos or videos if I want to connect my profile, and then all these optional items. So skin concerns, whether it was gifted or not, age, and skin type. And again, now if I come over to the product page and I'm somebody who's just come to the site for the first time and I'm curious about what types of skin type responded to this product in a certain way, and let's say I'm worried about dry skin, now it's going to filter all the product reviews that were dry skin. Well, let's say I am 24, so I'll go ahead and do the 20 to 24 range. Well, nobody has left a review with that particular group, but I can say, oh, 30 plus. Now I see all the reviews of somebody who had dry skin who was older than 30 years old. And so me as a visitor, I can see, oh, wow, Lyle is also worried about dry skin or has dry skin and is older than 30. I also have dry skin and I'm older than 30. This is a very helpful and useful review for me. And we see on average about a 2x increase in conversion rate for customers or for visitors that interact with the review modal on the bottom of the product page. So let's go back into here, into groups. So product groups basically allow you to display reviews for multiple products on a single product page. This is very useful for products that are similar, but wouldn't necessarily fall under the same variant category. And so that way, you can, depending on your like SKU structure in Shopify, you can aggregate reviews so that you don't have like 5, 10 small reviews here and there for a bunch of different products, and they're all together. Next is Q&A. So visitors on the website are able to ask questions, and then as you answer them, so like, is this mascara waterproof, they will show up on the product page at the bottom, so that just like how you see on Amazon, we have the FAQ section, this is similar. Next, you have your display. So for almost all of our clients, we are having our development team sort of custom design the reviews widget at the bottom. But there's a bunch of out-of-the-box options as well too. You can choose your reviews display layouts, whether you want the default, a minimal approach, a carousel, to feature media, or to have the top line attributes. You can choose whether you want to have this write a review button up here. And then also you can choose to enable attribute filters, which as long as you're on the power plan or above, there's no reason I don't think why you wouldn't do that. You can choose the review order, whether it's newest first, those with media, those that were the most helpful, or those that are the highest rated. And then also how many reviews to load initially, and then the number of extra reviews to show after clicking show more. And then you can choose whether or not in the widget you want to include the Q&A. Next is styling. So you can choose how large the stars are, what the color is, if it displays a border color, if it displays a navigation count color, and then also if it shows dates on reviews. Then you can utilize some spacing styling as well, and then what your icon and badge colors are going to be. Whether or not you want to show a star rating breakdown chart in the header. If you would like to show the attribute averages as well. If you want to have customer avatars. If you want to show media. If you want to have voting on reviews for useful or not useful. And then also if you want to white label it and to remove the powered by Okendo. So a ton of styling options for you to work with in here. Then here you have star rating. So this you can take and put onto your collection and product pages. So for example, if you see here on the collection pages, we have how many reviews, and then the shade of stars in here, which dramatically helps increase the click-through rate on those particular products. Also the Q&A widget. So if you wanted to put the Q&A widget into a certain section, you could do that as well. You can also install a homepage carousel, a media carousel, a media grid. You can put that reviews badge. So if you wanted to put that on like the bottom of your website to show all of the aggregation of reviews that you've gotten so far. And then you can also create a reviews tab that would float to all of your site pages. Next is the review capture process. So you can choose whether or not you want to allow a social login, because this basically allows customers to verify that they're a real person. You can allow custom profile pictures, whether or not you want to capture photos and videos. If you'd like to skip the enhance page, which after you leave a review, it'll ask you want to like enhance this with photo or video, and then hiding the Okendo branding as well. Then you have your header here. Style. So again, a lot of styling options here for font, text fields, everything, and then also post-review modules. So if you want to review other products in that order, you can also put in a shop more products, a site review, or a custom button that can link out to anywhere, and then you can see what that process looks like over here. And so the review more products will show other items in that customer's order, and this is that enhance page where it asks for photos or videos to be added. Next is mail. So typically we're sending the review request out of Okendo, or sorry, out of Klaviyo, which you can see here. This when somebody's eligible for a Okendo review request, send the review request. And then within here, you can see this dynamic block that we've added. That's pulling in the products that were purchased. And so if they were to click on these, you go through, well, not the image, if I were to click how many stars, it would take me to that review process for this particular product. Now, this just allows you to have way more control over your branding and utilize the Klaviyo templates that you're typically already using. But if you want to, you can just send it out of Okendo as well. So let's say we wanted to do it right within here. You can see an old sequence that we used to have for this brand. That would take all the orders, wait 21 days, send this review request email. And then then it would wait 7 days. The customer had left a review and they've given a rating of 4 or more and not attached photos or videos, we send them another email asking them to add a photo or a video. And if they hadn't yet, then we'd send them a review request reminder. And here's where you would actually build those emails. So you have your review request and your add media. So if I were to click through to here, I can edit that and preview what it would look like. So there's a fair amount of styling options within here, and it's a very easy way to get up and running. But as you can see, it's very basic, and you're not able to test it either. So like within Klaviyo, you can A/B test maybe the subject line or the copy that you're trying to utilize to get higher click-through rates. You're not able to do that, obviously, within the Okendo platform. Next is rewards. So you're able to offer coupons, loyalty points, or no rewards for leaving a review. But let's say we wanted to do like loyalty line points, we could do that. So you would set that up and can just configure it within here and say, oh, you get 500 points if you leave a positive review. Or actually, sorry, no, not a positive review. You get 500 points if you leave any review. You don't want to incentivize only positive reviews because obviously that is basically cheating. Then you have your reports here, which you can look at. Mail, you can look at your ratings. So let's say we want to filter, we want to create a report that is just the last 30 days of review, group by day. You can generate that. Same thing for reviews. Let's say we want to look at reviews for the last 30 days, group by week, filtered by attribute, and we want to look at all of the, let's say, all of the dry skin reviews. Apparently the internet is struggling here right now, but you just choose the attribute, it'll pop up here, and then you can generate the report. You can also filter by sentiment, and then a coupon report as well. And then there's a platform called 460, which allows you to do shoppable Instagram and UGC content, but Okendo will display like your curated content alongside your existing Okendo content in the media widgets. So you can make your basically the UGC that's uploaded on the reviews at the bottom here. You can make these shoppable if you utilize 460. Then you have all your settings. So who's in here, what the store avatar looks like, company name, notification settings as well, your general styling for emailing customers, your integrations. So there's a Loyalty Alliance, Smile.io, and Rise AI integration for loyalty programs. You have your help desk integrations, email and SMS. So we're typically using the Attentive and Klaviyo one. And then also some sales and marketing and a page building integration. Then you have publishing rules, so you can enable auto publish. And this basically means any review above whatever you set here in terms of stars is going to automatically publish. You don't even have to look for it. But you can choose to block the auto publishing of unverified reviews, reviews with media, reviews with profanity, and reviews with negative sentiment. We typically leave these on because we want to see what the media is. We don't want something lewd or crazy getting posted. And Okendo isn't able to filter via for the image. You can have a profanity filter as well, so you can put in a custom list if you want, or you can use the default Okendo profanity list. Then you have your billing, you have your import and export. So you're able to import all of your reviews. You can see here we imported almost 25,000 when we migrated back in June of 2021. You have some basic widget settings, some basic Q&A settings for styling, any custom CSS that you want to add, and then syndication. So Okendo allows you to basically show reviews for a particular product across multiple storefronts, if that's something that you needed to leverage. Now, that's the platform itself. Here's how you can start to leverage it a little bit more. For one is segments. So let's go into Klaviyo here, and we'll go ahead and say, here's the best example actually. We're triggering off of when somebody created an Okendo review, and it is not 1, 2, or 3 stars. You're getting a warm thank you from the team, and then we're conditionally splitting by whether or not you're an active subscriber to send you an email to try and get you to become a subscription customer. Because if you are leaving positive reviews, but you're a one-shot customer, why wouldn't we try and push you to become a subscription customer? Now you can also create lists and segments as well that you can send personalized content to. So if I were to go into this account here, and I wanted to look at anybody who created a 5-star review or higher, or really 4-star review or higher, you would say latest review rating equals or is greater than 3. You create that segment and you'd see anybody who left a 4-star review or higher for their last review. Where you can start to leverage the zero-party data. For example, I could create a group or a segment in Klaviyo of everybody who has oily skin who's 20 to 24. And then that would allow me to send them personalized content that's more relevant. Also, other applications would be like, okay, if somebody gifted this, then let's send them an email automatically to purchase for themselves. So there's a whole bunch of different applications that you can use with that data that you're aggregating in Okendo. But that's basically Okendo in a nutshell. It's definitely the #1 reviews platform in my opinion for Shopify and why we use it with all of our clients. But As always, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.